Many people go about their lives telling others, you're okay the way you are. You're fine the way you are. You don't have to change. I came to the painful realization that I'm not okay the way I am. I wasn't okay the way I was. I didn't get that from other people. I had to discover this for myself because rarely do people tell you this around you. Who I was, I realized, was no longer acceptable for me to justify putting myself out there to the world and speaking in any type of authoritarian type of way to thousands of people. It's been a very long road. Very long road, and the road never ends. But life goes in seasons, and as I now must transition from one season to the next. An old me, well, he's about to die. I'm about to kill him. So a new can be reborn. I used to think vanity and chasing superficiality was the main drive behind so many physical transformations I've seen throughout my life. I didn't think much of it. I just thought vanity, superficiality. And now, I understand a lot more now. I understand this journey that you embark on is well beyond physical. The physical is just a symbol. Instead, or as well, what is occurring is Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. It's a transformation of character. It's transformation of psyche. And it's a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the physical capacity and potential to which he is capable of. It's that old quote I'm paraphrasing there by Socrates. And what you tap into through the physical, you tap into through the mind. I've had many different looks over the years. You know, everybody presents themselves to their environment, their world, and themselves in a variety of ways, with the clothing and armoring that they wear, with the makeup, the jewelry, the hairstyle, the facial hair, right? All of these things is an expression of individuality. It's an expression of character. Who are you? What is your uniform? What is your helmet? Right? How are you turning up and presenting yourself to the world? You know, some people don't think much of it, but for me, it's been very symbolic. Particularly over the last, well, I don't even know how long, 3 years has it been? Maybe longer around, that I have worn this suit, worn this armoring. And it got to a point, people ask me about it all the time because I look like a different type of guy, you know, big, thick, long beard, dreadlocks, cornrows, a whole combination over the years. And it's been a basic expression of my personality, my character, my own transformations I've made. And I haven't wanted to wear this armoring for a long time. I've wanted to get rid of all of this for well over a year. But I've been forcing myself to keep it as a punishment. And it's like, okay, how is keeping a certain appearance punishment? Well, it's not physical in nature, it's psychological. Every time you look in the mirror, you see something you want to change about yourself. It's a reminder that you're not who and what you could be. Your potential is untapped. And so that's what that has been a reminder of every day until today. Today marks the completion of a season. Not the end of a road, because the road and path never ends, but a completion of a season, a death of sorts, and a rebirth. Something I've been thinking about almost every single day for well over a year. Maybe years. The physical, emotional, mental turmoil that we voluntarily put ourselves through. That's where character is cultivated. And it's time for me to actualize the seeds that I've planted and the transformation of character through this. This is all but a symbol of death and rebirth and moving on, discarding the old, bringing in the new. Recognizing, respecting that I have not arrived. But I have changed. And I have done something I have never done before and changed myself in ways I've never changed myself before. Not just physically, but mentally. That's where so much of the transformation has happened. The physical is just the gateway to get to the mental. And so now we must know all things must come to an end. And now is the end of one and the beginning of another.
I needed to hold myself to a higher standard of excellence for myself and for others, but mostly, first and foremost, for myself, because so many of us dedicate our lives to helping others, all while neglecting our own self. People try and change so many people when they haven't even cleaned their own room. And so I had to clean my own room. I had to kill my old self. I needed to get my house in order as a rite of passage to come back to the world. And so it's this idea of standing for excellence, which has been at the forefront of my mind for the last nearly 2 years, which I have been disappeared and gone dark from this platform. This idea of standing for excellence is a key foundational axiom and principle that I live my life by. And I realized I wasn't. I was in disharmony and contradiction with a value that was so important for me. So I was living a lie. It's contradiction. So I had to face that. I had to face myself. I had to realize that your body is your mind. If you look weak, you are reflecting a weakness of character. If you're unhealthy internally, you're weak. Bodily vigor, vitality, strength, mental, physical health is a reflection of one's character. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What you are speaks so loud that the world can't hear a word you're saying." And so let me show you and tell you. But most importantly, let me show you. I looked at myself in the mirror and I came to the conclusion that this is not okay. This is not acceptable. I was not content or proud of what peered back at me in the mirror.
Hey, you better get in shape. Let's get in shape. What the fuck's wrong with you? Yeah, and listen, and that's what I did.
I told you, hey, you're fucking up. Especially when you think about...
See, I'm not the guy you have to say, hey, Mike, man, you know, you gained a few pounds. Let's kind of work it out, man. You can do it. Hey, you big, fat, dumb nigga. Get your shit together. Look, you big, fat motherfucker. You're a fat, lazy motherfucker. That motivates me.
I needed to level up dramatically. Internally, I was unhealthy. I looked okay. I looked athletic. I looked lean. But internally, I was unhealthy. My gastrointestinal health, for example, was pretty poor. I had consistent, aggravating symptoms almost every day that no one would know about. You'd think you look fine, you look good, you look healthy. No, there was a damage going on inside of my body. There was that I needed to heal. And then physically, externally, well, I relied on my lean, skinny, athletic build and athleticism to justify my real insecurities about myself. So I realized the physical presence I embodied was not acceptable for the profession that I have chosen, for the life that I have chosen, but more importantly for the values that I have chosen to adopt, that have become important to me. Representing excellence, representing something that is truly aspirational. I can't respect myself and have integrity as a professional and a person if I don't embody the integrity and excellence within my physical and mental health. If you look weak, you are reflecting a weakness of character. If you're unhealthy internally, you're weak. I was weak. It's okay to say that about yourself. It's okay to say you're damaged and you need to be improved and you're not okay the way you are. It's okay to say that.
And people say, why are you talking so? It's the fucking truth. I was a fucking pathetic motherfucker, man. People cannot say that to themselves. We have to choose these great fucking magical words that make people feel good. Tell yourself the truth. If someone calls you fucking fat, they may be bullying you, but you might be fucking fat. Someone calls you dumb, it's mean, but you might be fucking dumb. It's life, man. Take it for what it's worth and change it.
How do you think you break past the boundaries of your comfort, of your limitations? How do you think you actualize potential of who you could be? You have to first accept that you're not okay the way you are, and that is okay. We want to tell each other that we're all okay the way we are to protect each other, to not hurt each other's feelings, emotions. From my perspective, that is a rate limiter on your potential. And so you may not get that type of honest feedback from the world around you. And so you need to look in the mirror and self-reflect and dive into yourself as I needed to do.
He said, what the fuck is wrong with you? Look at you, man. This is not fucking right. Look at, oh, Mike, what the fuck are you doing? And wow, I felt this big, but he said around a bunch of people, but he said, you know this is not right. This is not right. Somebody, and I said, fuck, he's right. And I got right.
Yeah. Some people call that fat shaming, but
No.
I think fat shaming works.
For me.
Works for me too. If I got
Works for
fat,
me.
I would want someone to yell
If
at
somebody's
me.
not yelling at me and I found out he thought that I was a fat motherfucker and he wouldn't tell me, I wouldn't be his friend of him. I wouldn't be cool with him no more. If he's not telling me, yo, Mike, man, this is not right, man, at least let me know. I might not want to do it, but let me know that I'm not looking good. Shit ain't right.
Yeah.
You know, because the guy ain't going to tell you he's to hang around, let you stay eating and fucking hanging around, drinking. Yeah, that's the enemy, man.
Yeah.
That's the enemy.
As I realized, there was a deep internal weakness and insecurity within me that I needed to address. Bodily vigor, vitality, strength is a reflection of one's character, and a lot of professionals, health professionals, coaches do not represent this. So I wanted to, instead of talk about it, let me be about it. Let me lead by example. I had to break myself down and kill my old self. So maybe you're like me, and you're realizing that you're sick of who you were or who you are. This is the opportunity. This is good. Because this is your opportunity to break yourself down and put yourself back together and actualize your potential. The reality is not all teachers, coaches, and professionals in any industry need to be the upper echelon. If you're a doctor or a dentist, it'd be great if you had great teeth, perfect teeth, and optimal health. That's ideal, right? But you don't necessarily need it to do a good job and get results for your clients. That's true. You can have a great theoretical and practical foundation of knowledge and experience. True. Okay. But who could you be? How are you limiting yourself by accepting mediocrity, by accepting yourself the way you are? Who could you be?
First thing you got to do is get yourself healthy, because you can't make a difference in the world if you're not healthy. I tell my students all the time, get yourself healthy. You cannot give what you don't have. Most of us in this room are healthcare providers. You cannot give what you don't have. You can only give what your surplus is. Your cup must runneth over before you can really, honestly give health to someone else.
If you really decided, hold on, I could really raise the standard of excellence and discover something within myself I've never discovered before, and push my mind and body to places and levels it's never felt. Who could you become if you really tried to push those levels of excellence? Maybe we can do both. Maybe we can be the part as well as have the internal knowledge and intelligence and education. Why not? Why accept the bare minimum to ourselves? Why accept the level we're at? Why not hold ourselves to a standard of excellence? These are questions for myself. These are the questions I ask myself. I do not expect, cannot expect to hold my values against other people's. That's not fair. The world's not going to conform to my set of values and standards. It's a very important caveat to all of this. This is my experience, my perspective, and the standards that I want to live by. I want to be the product.
Well, you got to make yourself an experiment. You got to make an experiment of yourself. In other words, you are the billboard. You are the laboratory. You are it. People come to you because you got something that they want, and you should be able to demonstrate that you got what they want. Right. So if you're a strength coach, well, you ought to be strong, buddy. And we got a lot of these pencil neck strength coaches out there who, you know, they tout their scientific discoveries, but at the same time, it's like, well, bro, you're weak, you know, and it doesn't necessarily mean compare yourself to a professional powerlifter, but like, are you striving for and working on, you know, sometimes the best coaches are the ones that lack because they got to work so hard for that thing. But are you strong relatively speaking?
Then you realize that if you want to change the world around you, the best way to change your environment, the world around you, is to change yourself. And so that is what I have done and what I am doing. I am not done. This transformation I've made, I don't even think it's particularly that special if I compare myself. But comparison is the thief of joy, as they say. So I need to compare myself to who I was, not to who someone else is today, as some of you may be doing, watching and listening to this. This transformation was huge for me. This transformation for others may be small. That is neither here nor there. What matters most is that you are transforming yourself and I am transforming myself and putting myself on a path towards excellence and greatness to a standard that speaks to me and that is integrous with my and consistent with my being and who I want to become. And so now I'm back. I'm back in a way where I can deliver myself to the world wholeheartedly in the best way to the highest level that I've ever been able to do. Not just because I've physically transformed myself, but because I've mentally, psychologically, spiritually, emotionally transformed myself and are transforming my character. All the years of learning that I've been going through over the years, in the time I've had off from here, I am energized to share. There is so much out there that I've been learning and experiencing in my practice, myself, my coaching, my profession, that I'm greatly looking forward to sharing on the rebirth and relaunch of Strength of Saad. Lastly, a very important note to mention is that Strength of Saad was named after my grandfather Saad. He never liked all the facial hair I had. He was a traditional man. He grew up in a world that was very different from ours today. He embodied character traits that I aim to embody today. And through this transformation, I hope he can look on in some type of pride for his grandson and the changes he has made and the person he has become and becoming.
But we can't do this halfway. I gotta kill all of me. I gotta reset everything. Now I haven't done this in about 7-8 years. It's been a very, very long time.
Saad represented character traits that I hope I can embody in a way that honors him. Character traits of civility, self-respect, strength, discipline, and reverence, like no one else I had ever known. It is of utmost importance for me to make a mention of this to complete this. Because without him, I and this wouldn't exist. And so I owe him gratitude and thanks. And I wish he was here today to see this. Time after time, like I said, he'd always tell me to shave my beard. Well, I finally done it. After over half a decade, I finally done it. And I think he would like that. It was always something we went back and forth on and had a laugh over. Although he was quite serious about it every time. I guess I was the one laughing mainly. But more importantly, I hope he'd be proud of what I'm doing and who I'm becoming and who I aim to be and the standards that I'm living my life by. I hope it honors him. I really do. I'm going to do my best every single day through what I put out through Strength of Saad and who I'm being to the world to honor him and my family. So thank you, Saad. And I will keep going down the path to civilize the mind, but make savage the body. See you soon, because I'm back now.
Raise the standard of excellence. Kill your old self so you can make a new version, a better version, more refined version. Sharpen your sword so you can attack the world and your reality with even more ferocity and danger and violence, but with peace and love and joy.